Friends, this is one of the great ones. It's 1989 and Columbo is back after an 11-year absence. If you want proof positive that the show is still top-flight entertainment, I submit Exhibit A. Today's Echoes of Columbo: Murder, Smoke, and Shadows. For the second episode of the ABC era, we get an eerie, experimental departure, featuring one of the entire series' signature scenes. Right from the start, it plays like a love note to Columbo. There's the Universal Hollywood Studio Tour and the Jaws shark, like in Fade into Murder. Here's psychotic man-child Alex Brady driving his golf cart, like psychotic man-child Roger Stanford from Short Fuse. Alex Brady, of course, brings to mind Alex Benedict of Etude in Black, both of whom are referred to as Maestro.
Hello, Maestro!
Liked Maestro?
Just like another Maestro we'll meet in Murder with Too Many Notes.
It's a smart move. Learn from the Maestro.
Alex and Gabriel McHenry use the same studio entrance. Check that out.
What a remarkable coincidence.
Brady and Crawford both have their own private clubhouse, too. And Brady's hangout is festooned with old movie posters, like Dr. Mason's home in How to Dial a Murder. We've visited this world of actors and directors before, with Requiem for a Falling Star and Make Me a Perfect Murder. When network exec Mr. Flanagan axes Kay Freestone in his limo, does that make you think of studio exec Mr. Morosco axing Brady's movie in his limo? When Columbo says this,
Listen and look. Look and listen.
does it remind you of this?
Ask and listen. Listen and ask.
And this?
Search and look. Look and search.
When Brady's secretary Rose blackmails him for an around-the-world cruise.
Maybe a cruise, maybe around the world.
Does it remind you of Veronica doing the same to Abigail Mitchell in Try and Catch Me?
On your cruise. I've never been on a cruise.
It's a Columbo Greatest Hits album, a wonderful homage to the show's history. And the man weaving all this mythology together is, of course, executive producer and episode writer Richard Allen Simmons, making this as close as we'll get to his unique, undiluted vision for the show. In the process, he created a magical, mind-bending clash that feels, as the best episodes do, like you're watching a movie on TV. Has there ever been a murder sequence like Brady's slasher-style stalking of Len Fisher on the brownstone street? It's preposterous that Len would run from the unarmed, scrawny Brady, but it's shot so convincingly that I never question it. Aside from the occasional dream sequence like in Lady in Waiting and The Most Dangerous Match, Columbo is a show grounded in reality. We don't often question whether what we're seeing is really happening, but that's what this entire script does. Columbo thinks the fake effects on the screen are real. Brady claims this very real footage isn't. Is the film really slowing down, reversing, zooming in? Columbo appears in ringmaster garb for a split second. Sort of like when Paulie sees the Virgin Mary. There are musical cues and drum rolls. You can even hear applause. Are they on the episode's soundtrack, or can the characters hear them too? How does the unseen Wagner know where to direct the spotlight?
Mr. Wagner! Sir!
Would Columbo really leave Brady standing there alone? Who turns on the fan and fog machine? Is any of this happening, or is it only happening on a symbolic level? Symbolism, like the fence scene. This is one of the entire show's defining moments. It illustrates the episode's theme of illusion and trickery versus reality.
We do our tricks with smoke and mirrors.
Acts as a verbal joust about the case itself.
We could always just back away from each other, sir.
Back away and you lose your light. Without light, you die. And you've lost your murder case, Lieutenant.
And illuminates Brady's character as an unhinged control freak.
I'm the substance, and you're the shadow.
But beyond that, it forces us to ruminate on the show itself. Aren't all Columbos basically this? Two people doomed to circle each other, locked in a desperate struggle by the conventions of the plot?
Am I trapped behind the fence? Or are you? Or are we trapping each other?
And are Brady and Columbo actually stalking each other around that small section of fence? There's no way they could actually move and change positions like they do. Where does this red light on Brady's face come from? And at the end, neither of them are even near the fence. It's the kind of creativity and unconventional viewpoint that I wish more episodes had tried. The nuts and bolts of the mystery itself aren't too memorable, but it's the flair and gusto of Murder, Smoke, and Shadows that pulls it through. Fisher Stevens defines the episode with his manic portrayal of Alex Brady, making him one of the most memorable of the new era killers.
But I really have to run now, sir.
I'll try not to keep you, Lieutenant.
Look at this exasperation, the work of a true pro.
Brady, sir!
Yes!
I don't know, it seems to me we had our new Jack Cassidy here, a guy with the chops to make a murderous encore. It's a shame we didn't get to see his take on a different character. But Molly Hagan would return later in the series, along with the revival-era dog, and Jerome Guardino takes his curtain call as Sergeant Burke. Murder, Smoke, and Shadows, along with Columbo Goes to the Guillotine, creates a knockout combo platter to start a new age. These episodes are the murder by the book and Death Lends a Hand for a new generation of fans. They're among the first I ever saw. In fact, as a kid, I spotted this Plasticville church, same one we used in our Christmas display, and felt a rush of connection with the show, that I could walk in on Columbo playing with our train set.
I'm sorry, I guess one of us must be in the wrong place.
So to me, the surreal Murder, Smoke, and Shadows is very real, and a stroll down the brownstone street is a continual pleasure.
That's been a very great pleasure, sir.